Is Dujuan Whisper Richards a talent nurtured properly when he represents Jamaica? The 17-year-old has been called up for the CONCACAF Nations League. It was a late call, but yes, he has still made the squad. Is this a good thing for Richards? And do you think giving him these opportunities are properly put in place by the national team selectors? Well, this is a talk up for discussion, and this is a talk that is open. And guess what? Go ahead, smash a like, comment, subscribe, and share to Premier 7. So make we see. Wagwan.
Mirror 7.
Welcome to Premier 7 yet again. I am your host, Ryan Nelson, speaking to you from a place of concentration and interest as it relates to the player himself, Dujuan Whisper. Dujuan Whisper. The topic about this amazing player is that is Dujuan Whisper Richards a talent nurtured properly when he represents Jamaica? Is that the case? Because the thing is, for this player, many persons could be saying no that, sometimes he should be starting and he's not given the opportunity to represent the country. And I myself will not disagree because I sit back and watch the Reggae Boy plays several games and the player is on the bench. For a player that is flexible in playing numerous positions, who could play left wing, right wing, and even as a center forward, I think his game time needs to be taken into consideration. This guy was, if not the best talent who has played the forward line in the history of schoolboy football, scoring more than 15 goals and making more than 5 assists in a season at Kingston College. He may not be that person who receive a lot of gifts or awards, but how he plays and how he delivers for his team on the pitch and how he behaves off the pitch is amazing and should be highly rated. I want to share the news that was produced in the Jamaica Gleaner about him being recalled for the national team. I wouldn't say it was last minute, but some persons would conclude to say it was last minute because Whisper wasn't selected, it seems. So the paper was written on the 10th. That was 2 days ago. But Premier 7 have to be on board to deliver the news, as the Reggae Boys will be playing tonight in the CONCACAF Nations League. And the paper says that Whisper added to boys' squad. A number of players are nursing injuries, says teammate Simpson. Is Simpson the coach? Because at the end of the day, I think the person in charge should be the one mentioning these key things. But that is not a problem. Everything is quite fine. So, team manager, what is a team manager? Just to confirm, Roy Simpson has confirmed that young star Dujuan Whisper Richards is a late addition to the Reggae Boy squad for the team's two upcoming CONCACAF Nations League game. Richards, who has been selected 11 times in the last 12 matches the Reggae Boys have played, was left out of the squad by head coach Al Grimson when the squad was originally announced on Friday. When the squad was originally announced on Friday. So it shows that Whisper wasn't selected in the team. And is it a problem? Could be. However, Simpson disclosed that a number of players are nursing injuries and Al Grimson decided to call in the 17-year-old as a late replacement. So, to conclude, Whisper was selected because players were nursing injuries. And it is something for which I can understand, but it is something for which I don't want to understand. Which means that this youngster, even though he represents Jamaica in 11 out of 12 games, I personally believe that how he is being utilized in the Reggae Boy squad, I won't say below par, but it is not satisfying to me. And I'm not a coach, I am not his protege, but I am a fan who supports the Reggae Boys. 17 years old, you cannot just throw him out there in hot fire. I can understand that. But a 17-year-old who have the talent, and not only talent but the potential to reach at the higher level, he needs to receive some game times. I won't call any names because there are players in the squad who are not playing well, and that happens to most persons, it seems, whenever it comes down to the Reggae Boys. And I don't like to see 1-0 or losing or drawing games. That is just the nature of Reggae Boys, it seems, for years now. Is it a case in which a coach isn't a fan of Richards? I won't say that because he gives him game. But sometimes he can start games based on the chemistry of the team. And I know that I am not the only person who is saying this today. What do you think about Whisper being called up for the Reggae Boys last minute? Do you think it was the right decision or should he have been called up earlier on? The floor is open for even the discussion or for the comments to be sent in. But for me personally, I don't think the youngster is treated fairly. This guy has represented Chelsea in terms of being training with the big guys. Not saying that he has played any games or so, but focusing mainly on training beside players to mention Thiago Silva. He was even on the bus with them at a particular point in time. And for a 17-year-old to be on the bus training with these high profile players, it shows his potential. Pochettino is a new manager of Chelsea who knows how to nurture talents. But is Whisper given a chance in Chelsea? Chelsea is for another day of discussion. But I'm speaking about the Reggae Boys. I mentioned earlier on that this guy, Dujuan Richards, has been training with the key players in Chelsea's squad. Thiago Silva, one of the greatest defenders in the history of football. That shows that this guy, Dujuan Whisper, is being highlighted as a talent that can reach far. Remember, Richards was a top player for KC, Kingston College. And it shows that for a youngster to be outdoing everyone in the league, running through the guys like a bus running through, what is the word I can use now? Let me use a different scenario. Using a bunkie in dominoes terms. You throw the bunkie and it hit down all of the dominoes. That is how Whisper played for Kingston College. A talent for which I believe needs to be looked on more and given more game time. Jamaica would be looking to integrate new players like Mitchell, Greenwood, two key names that I spoke about in earlier videos. But Richards will only compete with those up front. So Mitchell is not the talent that he will compete against. You have players who are playing locally who needs a chance. You have players who have the age of Whisper or even older needs a chance. And international players wants a chance. Something needs to be done with the national call-up system setup because if that is not properly in place, then the player in Dujuan Whisper would suffer, not getting games and be similar to those players in England who are looking for an escape route. What do you think about this? Do you think Richards is being scapegoated, if that's the right word to use at this moment? But do you think he's representing the country well enough by way of getting chances? Because statistically, yes, 11 out of 12 games, but how much minutes does he play? Coming from the bench most times, not starting. And Grenada and Haiti, I think he can even start or get more hours in totality representing Jamaica in the CONCACAF Nations League. But give him more time or more minutes against Grenada. Remember, he scored against Trinidad and Tobago, you know. Don't forget that he did that. He scored against Trinidad and Tobago. And the reason why I'm stressing this young talent is because he's one of the best in Jamaica. And we don't want, when years pass and he's not given that chance, you hear that this youngster, if he do get games for Chelsea in the future, is a flop. He's a this, he's a that. I don't want that for Dujuan Richards because the younger the better. That's what Alcana would have said in his younger days, the youngest and the baddest. That is Richards, based on his footballing talent. Let's have a look on the Jamaica squad in terms of the lineup that is sponsored or courtesied by Football Formation. And I integrated Richards in that 11 as a substitute. So we can see everything here based on the Jamaica lineup. That Richards isn't a starter based on the reality. The backline is Blake, Brown, Lowe, Pinnock, Bell. Midfield, Palmer, Latibodier. What I don't really see his main purpose. I think the Dread should get more games than Latibodier, but other persons may think otherwise. The front three or the front four, I would put Reed right here. Bailey right here. But let's focus on how it is set up. Because certainly Gray is not a number 10. He's a winger. But looking on the possibility of giving Richards games, that is the thing here. He can play as a right winger. He can score goals from that end. He can even play as a left winger. But his purpose to me is mainly on this side because he's left footed, he can cut in and shoot. Similar to that of Mason Greenwood. A dribble off the ball, who can carry the ball, who can progress with the ball and shoot and score or create assist. So he will not hang on the touchline in that case as a right winger. He would go inside and shoot. He have a very good left foot. If you put him on side, I think that will kill his talent or kill his opportunity to score goals. Not saying that he doesn't assist, but it will kill him in terms of not getting a chance to shoot and score goals. Jamaica lacking goals. Most games 1-0, hopefully 2-0, or let's say Jamaica draw or lose. You see what I'm saying here? And he can even play as a number 9. He's powerful in terms of his size. I am sure he's more than 5'9", because I am 5'9". Richards is more than 5'9". He's more so 6 foot plus. And if you give him a lot more chance to represent up front or on the wings, not speaking about chicken wings, but on the wings as a player, he will get more chances and more understanding of what it takes to play on the big stage. Let me stop sharing. Nicholson is the striker of Jamaica. But is Nicholson good enough? To some persons, yes. To some persons, no. I don't think Antonio will be available for all games. You have Richards as a young talent. We're not sure what is going to happen with Mason Greenwood. We're not sure if Greenwood would even decide to play for Jamaica. So Richards is the future, alongside Bailey, Gray, and names coming in the rankings. Mitchell, if Mitchell's even come to Jamaica, because it is in the hands of the JFF to do something about this. Will they be carrying in those talents, or will they allow them to just stay internationally without games? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for me to go. But I leave you with this question again, right? Is Dujuan Whisper Richards a talent nurtured properly when he represents Jamaica? And I would conclude to say, I'm not sure about that. I am not sure about that. And he's a guy who is humble. He's a guy who wants to play football. Just as how Harry Maguire would say he will not sit on the bench like a month not getting games for Manchester United. No player want that. Salah, when he's even substituted for Liverpool, he doesn't want to be on the bench. And the goat himself, Messi, hates to be on the bench. And to have talents on the bench not getting any game time, it's best to just put them in a different squad, under 23, under 21. Because imagine, Whisper is 17 and playing for the Reggae Boys with even more than one goal. If not more than one goal, he has scored already for the Reggae Boys. He's a very good talent. And I have done a video on him before, but I just want to represent him again as a YouTuber, speaking about his talent and his career, because I don't want for his talent to die. Hell no. So if you're new, this video will be a good start for you. And you can subscribe and share. And if you're existing already, just to reiterate, watch, like, comment, and share. It is my time now to go. But I want for this youngster to be a top profile player. I don't want for his career to die out. Because as chronicler would say, legends not die young. And Whisper can't die young in terms of football. Let him decide when he wants to hang up his shoes, because his protege has already made things better for him. Put him in an academy, nurturing him, help him through his career at KC. And now it's time for him to get a higher chance to play internationally and for his club Chelsea. But as I've mentioned before, Chelsea is for a different discussion. It is now my time to go, and it is for you to decide what you think about this talent. Take care and goodbye.